All right, so sales track review. Last week we looked at a video, but I just want to review again our sales track because I don't want to get us off of that. First part of our recruiting process, and we're still talking about recruiting, is to gain interest of your client, and we use the first 6 steps of sales track in order to do that and seal down the appointment. Send them videos, live webinars. Make sure you set up a follow-up appointment within 24 to 48 hours. This is for recruiting or sales. Either one of these applies. We've seen there's crossover between sales track for sales and recruiting. Your follow-up appointment is where you want to answer their questions. What did they like best about what they saw? Do 3-way calls if needed to close. And for recruiting, target the 250 90-day trial. You can look that up in your agent portal as well. All right, and from last week, after that, you want to begin training and support. Now, last week we did the video, but I want to review the week just before that on the takeaways, and that's what did you like best about what you saw or heard. This helps you start things off on a positive note, helps to find deeper what's important to them. What did they connect with? Why is that important to them? Answer their questions. It's okay not to know the answer. Use your 3-way calls, agent support. Use the tools you have in place. If there's a question that you can answer, are these individuals a good fit for you? Is this someone that you can work with? If all of this looks good and everything's moving forward, guide them forward to the close. The next step is joining is easy. Give them a direction, give them a path with your language to get them signed up right there. What we like to say is strike while the iron is hot. There's been a lot of conversation. Do I have to go through every one of the 6 steps for my introduction for gaining entrance? Do I really have to set an appointment for them to watch the videos? Do I really have to do? Yes, you do. If you have somebody that's wanting to join and they're just a quick join, obviously you don't have to go through a lot of process, but at the very least, I would expose them to our product, and I would expose them to our compensation, and I would expose them to some of our videos so they have a good idea of what it is that we do and how we do it. Recruiting is still going to be our focus. And the new video actually has a lateral movement towards recruiting and definitely has a movement towards sales. So the new wealth building video. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the screen for just a second. And I'm going to bring up the video so we can transfer it over to sides and get that video on a full screen. So give me just a second here. I'm transferring everything over. And just hang tight with me here for a second.
From the debt elimination video, you have... From the debt elimination video, you have seen the amazing debt elimination and interest reduction power of this program. But did you know this program also helps homeowners to build wealth and create significant residual income? Let's look at one example of the program's amazing wealth building and income generating power. From the previous video, we saw how the program pays off mortgages and other debts in record time. But our couple wondered, what would it look like if we also decided to invest in a rental income property and secure a renter? To see if this would be a good idea, they opened the program and entered a new mortgage amount of $225,000 for the rental and added a rental income of $1,400 per month. Then the system calculated its financial strategies and showed that both the primary mortgage and their new rental property could be completely paid off in just 7.7 years. Just 2.7 years more. Seeing the benefits of what the program could do with just one rental property, our homeowners wondered what adding a second $225,000 rental property would look like, again, with a rental income of $1,400 per month. After adding the new mortgage for their second rental property and adding the second rental income of $1,400 per month to their program, the system now shows both their primary mortgage and rentals number 1 and 2 could be completely paid off in just 9.7 years. Amazing! And they absolutely love the idea of increasing their income by $2,800 per month. So then our homeowners wondered, if we could get these kinds of results on 2 properties, what if we added more? So, keeping it simple, they added another $225,000 rental property into the program at a rental income of $1,400 per month. Following the system, our homeowners found that all their properties, including their third rental, could be paid off in just 11.5 years, and their 4th rental in just 12.8 years, and their 5th rental in just 14 years, and so on, up until their 15th rental, which could all be paid off, including their primary home, in just 20.4 years. So while their neighbors still have approximately 10 years left on their mortgage, our example homeowners could have 16 homes paid off free and clear. Wow, they thought to themselves. That means our monthly income could grow by $1,400 as each property pays off. And over 20.4 years, that could build to an additional residual income of $21,000 per month and a real estate portfolio value of over $3.3 million without adding a penny in real estate appreciation. So our homeowners ask themselves the obvious question: why would anyone pay on a single mortgage for up to 30 years when you could be building a huge residual income and investment property portfolio that you own free and clear in far less time? We think the answer is obvious. Now you have the tools and knowledge to be debt-free and building wealth in far less time than it normally takes just to pay off your primary mortgage. And each client that activates on the program is provided with live success coaches. These coaches show you how to easily use the program for debt elimination and wealth creation. And they provide you with expert assistance and options when it comes time to identifying, buying, and managing your first, second, third, and so on income-generating rental properties. How many income-generating properties could you own free and clear in 5, 10, or 15 plus years with this program? Oh, and we haven't even talked about the possibility of a vacation home. Get back with the representative that sent you this video and ask them to run a free financial report that will show you how much time and money you could save and how much income and wealth you could build. Stop throwing your hard-earned money away and start building your financial future today. From the debt elimination video, you have seen the amazing debt elimination and interest reduction power of this program. But did
All righty, so if you would, go to the comments section, just tell me a little bit about what you thought about the video. The video is on your agent portal. It's on worthaccount.com, and then worthaccount / your agent number. That's where you can find it. We have this recording, which the beginning of it didn't come out real well. That was my fault. And last week's video should be up there and posted as well. What I wanted to go into was how does this look with the analysis, but before I do that, I want to go to Darlene here first and see if Darlene has any comments about the new video. Hey Darlene, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. Aloha.
Are you in Hawaii?
Yes, we are.
Well, then aloha back to you, and you even made it on the call. That's what I call commitment.
Yes, we invited everybody, and it was a very valuable information that was going to be shared today, and we just didn't want to miss it. So we thought this is a fantastic plan. Everyone, just make sure you watch the entire video. It is very well put together, extremely exciting when everybody hears all the different caveats. And so we're looking forward to seeing all the recruiting that's coming out of this, because it's for everyone. I mean, it's just not agents, it's our clients and our family and everyone. So I'm so excited about it and what it helped for us.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Darlene. I'm going to shoot over to Joan. Thank Harry, too. It's always a pleasure to have you on the call.
Thank you, Matt.
All righty. All right, let's go down here to Dr. Joan Hackenstad.
Unmuted. Muted.
So, Dr. Joan, how are you doing?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So now that the video came out last week and you've had some time to look over the video and expose it to people, what seems to be the reaction? What are your thoughts about the video?
There is so much excitement going on. I have gotten so many calls this week. In fact, so many I haven't gotten them all returned, and I feel horribly about that. But nonetheless, we've gotten so many calls, so many texts, so many emails. There's so much excitement. And Skylar had mentioned this kind of to me last week. This is not a new concept. It's just that it's being presented in a new way. And I absolutely love it. I think that this is going to be, as you said, one of the best recruiting tools that we'll be able to use to get those realtors, the loan officers, people that are dealing in real estate or dealing in financial services, but also people that are investing not just in real estate, but in other areas as well. Because this talks about not just, one can take the idea of investing in all these other properties and also say, you know what, but you can use this to invest in other things as well. So I think it's going to take that even to another level. And I'm not being clear, and I apologize for that. But I think it's going to be a phenomenal recruiting tool. And on the client side, my goodness gracious, this is just knocking it out of the park. This is absolutely a phenomenal video. Great excitement out there.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that. One thing that I would like to relay, and I would like to pick up on what Joan said there, this is not a new concept. We've talked about multiple properties. The program has been set up for some time to be able to handle multiple properties, but it's not something that we see the agents talking a lot about to their prospects or to their clients. As you all heard last week, this is exactly the process that Flavio is using in Las Vegas, who is a real estate broker, owns a couple brokerages, does mortgage, has seen great success with utilizing this concept. And what I want you to really think about, a lot of people do not believe that they have the ability to own multiple properties. And showing them through this process that they can do that, it opens their mind. A lot of what we want to instill in our prospects, whether they're agents or clients, is allow them to dream. Allow them to dream the reality of paying off a home in 9, 10, 11 years. And then what could they do with all those extra mortgage payments? Well, what about multiple properties? What about getting involved in some investment insurance? There's a lot of different avenues that you could take an individual. But this video, what I think it does is it gets clients off of just the thought of paying off debt. The message has been out there for a long time, pay off debt in 1/3 to 1/2 the time, save money on interest, don't give all that money to the bank. What if we flip that message a little bit? And that's what we're doing, depending on your client. And it doesn't mean that we want you to forget everything else you've learned. We want you to forget sales track. We want you to just show this video and that's it. No, we want you to remember everything you've learned. We want you to follow the process. This is just another video that you can show the client to expand their mind, to expand their concept that potentially they could own multiple properties, or they could free up the money in a very short amount of time to be able to invest in other areas. So I truly like what Joan said there. This is about getting your client to dream. Now, if we look at our analysis on this program, and let's say you've shown the client this, and they're wondering what multiple properties would look like for them. Well, what you would do is click into the analysis. You would probably want to create a new one, but I'm just going to use the master, okay? And so this right here is the analysis that we had originally run for the client. And if we look at debt in here, there's a mortgage, a HELOC, an auto loan, and a Visa. This is our standard. We have our income listed in here. We have our expenses, okay? We have our bank set up in here, and through our expenses is where we see our discretionary income piece based on our monthly expenses. We have our banking. We have our other, and then if we go to the summary, I want to show you that if we view the report on this client, and I'd like everybody to write this down, the bank's plan was for them to pay back $468,838. The worth account plan was pay back $298,788, and that's a savings of $170,051. Now that all looks really impressive, right? And we come down here a little bit further, and we can see that they had 30 years to pay. They'll now pay off in 9.3 years, and that saves them 20.8 years. So now if we take the concept of, okay, 9.3 years is over, let's look for another property, let's see what that looks like. Let's get out of here, and you all saw that 9.3 years and $170,000 in savings. Well, let's go into the analysis, and this is truly how simple this is to do for your client. What you want to do is you want to go into the debt, and I'm just going to make it real simple. Just say that they're looking at another mortgage, and we'll say this is a rental property. And what I'm showing you here is how you can show them how this can come to light for them, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to use the same mortgage. I'm going to say a $200,000 mortgage. And we're going to say that's at that 6% interest rate, which we all know we can get better now. The payment's $1,199.10, and that gives us a full 30-year mortgage, compounding monthly. We're going to save the mortgage, and then what we need to do here, what you remember to do for the client, is you need to put in the income. So on a $200,000 property, let's say with a mortgage payment of $1,199.10, let's say we could get a rental of $1,400. Do you all think that's out of reach in today's market space to rent a home? Do you think $14,000 is out of reach? What do you all think? You could type in the type section. $1,400 a month. All right, I'm seeing a lot of people come in and saying that that seems to be a reasonable number. So what we want to do is we want to go over to income here. Now, I'm telling you, on a $200,000 home, if nobody else is living in there, you can rent that place out for as much as $1,700, $1,800, depending on where you are. If you're in California, New York, if you're down in the resort areas of Florida, that's a $2,000 to $2,500 rental right out of the gate. But let's make it easy. Let's say that we get $1,400 for a rental. So we're going to call this rental income. All right. So we're going to say this is monthly, because we're going to be picking it up as a rent, and it's going to be $1,400. Now, I know a lot of you are not going to believe the number you're going to see. Remember, it was 9.3 and save $170,000. Okay, well now we've got a rental income in there, $1,400. We've got another mortgage in there as a rental property. Let's go over to summary. We have our summary listed here. Now watch this when it says view the report. This blows a lot of people away. Do you see what this report is saying now? $668,838. With our plan, you'll pay back $498,788. The savings is $170,051, but look at this. You still pay off in 9.3 years. Okay? So I mean that is a pretty amazing movement. Somebody just asked me, how does somebody come up with the down payment that is necessary for their rental property? Well, inside the program, you can actually set up the program to start accumulating savings, putting you in a position where as you're paying down your debt, you can start putting some money away in savings for that. Another way you could do it, there's many different ways you can come up with it for your down payment for that additional property. If the only thing you're worried about is a down payment for the additional property, I would move forward and start getting some additional properties. But the point that I'm really trying to make here is that by adding another property, let's even take it down to the fact that let's say we only got $1,300 in rent for this particular property. So let's open this back up. Let's go back into income, and let's edit this one, and let's make it $1,300, and let's see what it says now. Look at this now. We're now going to pay, the bank's plan is to pay back $900,515. The worth account, you'll pay back $616. You'll save $284,000. Where you would have paid off in 9.3 years, you'll pay off in 12.9, and that'll be 17.1 years save. Okay, so I have people asking me all kinds of questions like, does this include taxes and mortgage insurance? No, it does not, unless that's the way you set it up. If you have purchased the rental property for $1,199.10, when I built that property with no escrow. So let's do it this way. And you could do it this way for your client as well. These are pretty simple things to navigate. So if we open this back up, let's go back into the debt. Let's go back into the rental property. And let's say escrows are going to be $250. And that's probably a little bit high, but I'm going to say $250. So this becomes $1,499, right? Just do the math there. Yeah, $1,440. Okay, and we see we still have a 30-year mortgage. We're taking care of the escrow and everything. I'm not going to change anything else. Let's go over to the summary because we know we're losing money. We're only charging $1,300 for our rent. Let's see what the report says at that. Well, look at this. At only doing $1,300 and then putting in the taxes and insurance like you saw there, Hans, we now go to 12.9 years. We lose some of our savings, not huge, but we still pay off in 2.9 years and 17.1 year. Well, what if we went in here and we said on the analysis, let's go ahead and open that up, and let's go into the income, and since we know that the mortgage is going to be $1,440, let's make it $1,500 that we're going to get on rent. And then let's update that. Let's go to summary. And let's go down to view report. And we can see that we save a little bit less because we're paying off faster. We're now paying off in 12 years even instead of 12.9. We're paying off in 18 years flat. So I think the point that I'm really trying to get across to everybody in this sequence is that when you are doing the analysis for the client, whether they have decided that they want income properties or not, it might be a really good idea to show them that video, get them dreaming, get their mind wrapped around it, and then when you're doing their analysis, say, well, you know, what is a property going for around here? You have their property there, so you have a good idea. What if you picked up another property of this value, so to speak, and what if you placed a renter in that property? What do you think you could get for rental in this area? Ask them the questions. If they give you a number that's less than what they're paying in a mortgage, then they're not right. Most people now, today, you can buy a home typically cheaper than you can rent a home. So I want you to be very careful when you're using this, but use this tool in the analysis to show them the idea that you could have multiple properties or you can free up money for investment. If you have your insurance license, this is a good place you can go in and put in a policy that you're going to fund the policy or overfund the policy for a certain amount of time. And that goes in as an expense. And so that is categorized in your analysis as just expense that you have. What is going to really happen here is you're going to open up a totally new window for your client to start dreaming and perceiving what the possibilities are with this. Darlene wanted me to make sure that I let you know. Remember, you have discretionary income on this. When you add incomes, when you add properties, when you add debts, especially if you add a rental property and you're not charging as much for rent as you are for the mortgage payment, then it's going to adjust your discretionary income automatically. It's going to adjust that down when you are compensating inside that arena. The main thrust of what I wanted to get across to everybody today is to utilize this video as just another tool that you have in place to assist your clients in understanding how this would all come together. Now let me show you one other thing that I've done with a lot of clients. We can say that at an agent, the average commission, we'll just say it's $350, okay? And that would be one sale a month if you are just an agent and you sell a platinum or a platinum plus, okay? So let's say we take this exact same client, and this is another way to get them dreaming. Let's say we go into income, and the way you would actually do this is discretionary income, but this is already built. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an income, and the income is going to be worth agency. Okay, worth agent. And this is going to be a monthly income, we're going to say. And we're going to say that they're going to do one sale a month as an agent. So we're just going to say it's $350 is what they're going to get commissioned as an agent, okay? So we're going to go ahead and save that income. We're going to go to summary. We're going to view report. And now look what happens. We pay off at 12 years flat, 18 years, and we save $298,000. What I'm trying to let you all know is these should be things that you should introduce to your client. Okay, so you say you want to get out of debt and you want to get out of debt fast. What if you became an agent and you just did one sale a month? Add that to their discretionary income. And this would allow them to see that if they became an agent and made one sale a month, they would increase their income by $350 a month, and we can see what that would do on the analysis. Always run the straight analysis first with their numbers, and then open a master and open a secondary analysis and run all of their original numbers and add $350 to discretion either become an agent and that they're selling the product. Open up another one, add a new property, add the income they would receive from that property. So this way you're really showing them how this evolves and how they can use this tool much deeper than just eliminating debt, that this tool truly is geared and designed to help individuals manage their money, get out of debt, and above all, accumulate wealth, put them into a position where they can be wealthy. All right, I've got a lot of questions that have come in. I'm going to take a second here and see if I can answer a couple questions real quick. I'm going to go to Joan real quick while I'm looking at these questions and trying to answer them, and then I'm going to go to Darlene.
Unmuted. Muted.
Hey, Joan.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Joan, how are you?
Dandy.
Is there anything that you would like to add to what I went over on the analysis and about integrating this with a client, or when you should maybe bring it up to them? What are your thoughts?
Well, I love that the video is right after the initial 10-minute video, the introduction on our replicated sites. So I think I saw a couple questions pop up, and the site that you go to see that is your replicated site, worthaccount.com/your agent ID. The initial video that's going to come up is a 10-minute introduction to the program. And then the second video is the new video that we saw just a little bit ago. So it's already going to be there, and hoping that it'll be looped in there, that people don't have to press play again, but you may very well have to press play. But this is going to be something that somebody will probably naturally see on their own if you are using the videos and if you're sending people to those videos. And hopefully they will bring it up. But I think that it's important that we get used to saying that this is not just about eliminating debt. This is about building wealth. This is about finding different ways to actually eliminate your pay down your debt, accelerate the pay down of debts, while simultaneously accelerating the access to wealth, accelerating the access to capital, accelerating the your assets. So we need to get comfortable saying that. And I can't emphasize enough, not everybody likes real estate. There's so many other things that we can do with this extra money. But real estate is one of the easiest things because people are knowledgeable of it. People are comfortable with it, and people probably already own real estate, hence them getting this program to pay down debt. So I think it's a natural walk into the real estate world. I don't want to get too deep on it, but remember that some investors may not want to pay off their mortgages. And so you have to get a little bit creative with how you explain this as well. As I was investing in real estate, I did not want to pay off my mortgages. You have to talk to people about other options. Just because it says funds transfer doesn't mean they have to send it to a mortgage. They could take that funds transfer and put it into an interest-bearing account and start building up access to capital. And so now they have more capital available into whatever interest-bearing account they have. They can pull that out and buy more property. So they don't have to use it to pay down debt. Should they? Well, I don't know. That's up to the individual investor that's in front of you. But get creative about it. This is not just cut and dry. This can be catered to each individual's unique needs and financial goals. It's phenomenal.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joan. I just always love your comments because you see the broader perspective of what we're doing. Same thing with Darlene. You've been around us for so long. You know what we're trying to accomplish for individuals. I want to thank you so much for being on the call tonight, Joan, and just thank you for always being so supportive.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
All righty. Darlene?
Yes.
Any comments, wrap-ups, thoughts, maybe things I missed, things you'd like to highlight?
Well, thank you. I appreciate you including me. I'll tell you, you did a great job in getting that information out for someone who's just hearing it, as well as those that experienced. They should have been able to follow that. The fact is that everything is in place for everyone right now to start utilizing the system. As Joan was recapping, right there on our replicated site, .com/and your ID number. If you look at the bottom, you'll see both of the links right there, or the videos right there. So view it a couple of times yourself to get a feel for it. But don't try to understand every single aspect of it. All right? Because if you get waiting and waiting to understand every portion of it, then you may miss a great portion of it. So I suggest that we look at the fact that we are truly building wealth, but now we have tangible items there. We have buildings, houses, property that we can tangibly see with our wealth building. So I wanted to also thank Skylar and John. I know that this was a great video, but also a great concept that we can now share with everyone. And by sharing, guys, don't be secret agents. And there's a lot of background noise, so I hope everybody can hear me. But the fact
we can hear you.
Wonderful, wonderful. The fact is that building starts now. And there's a lot of new people on the call. I know we had a lot of new agents signing on this past couple of weeks. I'm real proud of everyone that's on the call tonight, because it's important that we see the growth of Worth Unlimited. Worth Unlimited hasn't just stopped with getting rid of debt. They haven't just stopped by getting rid of, building savings or building your retirement. Now we're also building our dreams, so we can achieve those dreams now. We can make them happen now. Take an aggressive role for your future. It's up to you. You can make a difference in your life and your families and those in the future. I heard my name mentioned, so maybe I'm supposed to stop. But I'm very excited about this, so much so that we stopped to jump on this call, because I think that this is going to change everyone's pocket, everyone's future. I have no experience in real estate, but Harry and I are jumping on this and taking advantage of what we can offer to our clients, our old clients, our new clients, our agents, our family, and our friends. So I appreciate the opportunity to share our thoughts and feelings.
No worries at all, Darlene. The reason you heard your name, Skylar whispered in my ear, "Who's talking now?" and I forgot to put it on mute.
Skylar.
So it wasn't a way to get you to stop. You know me by now. I'll just jump in.
Okay,
you know what I mean? But that's why you heard it.
it.
Skylar came up right behind me, and I just heard a whisper in my ear, "Who's talking now?" Because he saw me typing answers, you know what I mean?
Yes,
and he's like, "Who's talking now?" And I'm like, "Darlene."
Right. And you know what's really great about this? What's really great is that we're all learning. We're all starting on the ground floor. So if you have a lot of experience or a little bit of experience, take the opportunity to jump in and ask those questions. Find out what you need to know. Share it with somebody else. Don't sit back and wait. This is not the time to wait. This is the time to take action, jump in there and do something. I am so pumped. Skylar spoke to me a couple weeks ago, and he heard Harry and I. He heard that I said, I don't know what it's all about, but I'm going to learn, and I'm jumping in. Because I'll tell you, we are not supposed to be in debt. We should not have debt. That is why this program is so important. It's so important that even if you don't understand, is it for you or not, find out. I mean, a free analysis that also projects the future for you. It'll say what it looks like if you have 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 mortgages, homes that you're responsible to rent out. Oh my goodness. If you don't know what to do, find out. The office is setting up everything for us. Who else does that but a company that feels for us and wants each one of us to make a difference in someone else's life, including our own. So guys, if you hear this tonight and you don't find out, then shame on you.
Fantastic, Darlene. Oh, I always love how to the point you are, how direct you are. I mean, this is how our business thrives. I want everyone to know this. The way you hear Joan speak, the way you hear Darlene speak, the way you hear me speak, we don't make excuses for what we do. We go out and do it. And that's what we ask of you all in the field. Everybody can come up with a reason why, or several reasons why they can't do something. What I want you all to concentrate on tonight is, and over the week, is how do you integrate this video into what you're already doing? is this, since it's brand new, is this a video that you should go back and revisit all your old clients and have them take a look at this, that this concept is real, that this actually does occur? I'm very proud of our company. I'm proud of those that work with us. The amount of devotion and dedication that they show is always unending. I want to thank everyone for joining us for the call this evening. And this evening, this has been the presentation for the Worth Unlimited Agent Sales Track and Training call. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can reach out to me by email or cell, or you can reach out to Worth Support. Worth Support can answer most of your questions for you. And with that having been said, I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. I hope this was informative. Next week, we're going to look at how to introduce this into a demo, how to do a demonstration for a client. We're going to take a look at that. And the video, I want you all to understand this. By me doing GoToMeeting with the video, I just need to make this point. When you do a GoToMeeting with a video, it'll play the video, but it will not play the audio. So if you do a GoToMeeting and try to press play on this, they'll see the video, but they won't hear anything. The only way they would be able to hear anything is if you have external speakers hooked up to your computer, and you either have a microphone for your computer that will pick up the speakers while you're on GoToMeeting, or you have the microphone right next to, you have the speaker, the external speaker, right next to your telephone, and you have your telephone on speaker. GoToMeeting does not play the audio from videos. That's why we loaded it into your agent portal, is so you can send your agent portal. They can see the video, they can hear the video. You can also right-click in any of the videos that we have and copy URL and send that. But I do not know of any system out there today where you can play the video, like on screen sharing or on a GoToMeeting situation like that. The only way the audio will pick up is if there's external speakers and a microphone, and the microphone can pick up those external speakers. If you want to practice with that with a friend, it's very simple. Get them to turn on their cell phone, go 2 rooms away from you in your house, bring up the video, do a GoToMeeting that they can jump on their cell phone, play the video, and you'll see that it plays no audio. If you hook up external speakers to your computer and have a microphone, then actually what's happening is your telephone, the way I was doing it, I put my telephone on speakerphone, and I put, when you all were listening to it, when the sound came in real well, I took my speakers, set them right next to my landline telephone, I put it on speaker and played the video, so the speaker of the telephone was picking up the sound, and that's why you were able to hear it on the GoToMeeting. So just practice with this a little bit if you're going to try to do screen share or try to do GoToMeeting. But please get out there and show this to everybody you can think of showing it to. So with that all having been said, let's get out there and do it big. Let's get out there and do it right. But at the very least, let's get out there and do something right now. This is Max Saunders saying bye-bye for now.